Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be sharing a speed paint I did yesterday of my character Quinn. So if you follow my blog, you're probably like, who? Because I don't talk about her all that often, but if you stumbled across this video randomly, I'm a writer and I also do some art, so all of this channel pretty much is me doing drawings of my characters and sometimes other people's characters. And today this character is actually from my third novel, I guess you could call it, This Is Where the End Starts, which isn't actually the title, but we don't really talk about that problem. It's a very long story. Yeah, so I'm drawing Quinn like I mentioned, and a bit of background on this book. I started writing this book almost 3 years ago on November 26th, 2014, so it's been a really long time, and I drafted it up until March of that year, so March of 2015. And then I just stopped writing it. I don't understand why I stopped writing it. It wasn't that I hated the book or that I thought it was stupid. I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed writing with characters. I liked where it was going. I was almost done. I wrote 63,800 words of this book at that time, and I just stopped, and I don't know why. At the time I was also drafting Fostered and Fostered number 2. So if you don't know anything about my books, I do have pages for them on my Tumblr, so I can leave those down below if you'd like to learn a little bit more. So I was 13 at the time while I was writing these books, and I don't know why I stopped writing this one exactly. I didn't have writer's block or anything. It was very upsetting that I stopped writing it because I did reread it last year and I was very pleasantly surprised by it. For a 13-year-old, the writing was actually a lot better than I expected, because I've read the writing that I was writing also at the same time. So I wrote Fostered and this book at the same time, and then book 2 and Fostered and this book at the same time, and the book's writing is so much better than both of those, which is very strange. But if you want to know a little bit about the book, This Is Where the End Starts follows 17-year-old Quinn, who I'm drawing right now, and she's a writer. She's my only writer character, I believe. I don't have any other ones, and I don't know if I will ever have any other writer characters. But one day while she's writing, she finds out from her friend that her character has come to life. He is sort of just going at their high school now and living a normal teenage life with her, and it's super strange. It's a story about friendship. It has a little bit of romance, but it's mostly just a friendship, which I really enjoy and I don't see all that often. And it's very upsetting that I never finished this book, because I would have liked to see where me at the time would have taken it, and what my intentions were, because I honestly don't remember, since I didn't write anything down back then. I didn't outline this book. It was all completely from memory, so I don't know what my intentions were when finishing this novel in particular. A little bit background on Quinn. So Quinn, like I mentioned, is 17 and she's a writer. Back when I started this book, I thought that she was a very introverted person. I thought she had a lot of anxiety and talked to people and so on. But when I reread it, I actually realized that she had a lot more spunk than I remembered. So I remembered her as a very shy, mousy kind of character who didn't really stand up for herself and stuff, but that was completely the opposite when I reread it. She had a lot more personality than I anticipated, and is a lot more spunky, I guess, in that regard. She has a little bit more moxie to her than I expected. You don't really think that she does, just from, what she looks like. She kind of looks like a very gentle person, and she is, but she also has a bit of an attitude, and she has her own problems, which I completely forgot about. And I really do wish I was still writing with her, but a couple of days ago I was going through this book just so I could get stuff for this Tumblr tag I was doing, and I reread the ending, and I didn't realize it was the ending because I literally finished mid-sentence, and when I got to that end I was like, no, this can't be the end. So I popped up a new document. It's been 3 years. I'm a completely different person than I was when I was writing it. I was 13, now I'm 16. I was in elementary school and never stepped foot into a high school before, and now I'm just sort of rewriting it, and I just wrote 400 words, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I've written a couple other things since then. I haven't done too much, but I'd really like to finish this book if I can. I don't know if I will, but I'd really like to. I did write 63,800 words before I just called it quits for some reason. So I do count it as one of my novels because I wrote quite a lot of it, but I'd like to actually finish it and have a little bit more closure on this actual novel. Quinn is my only female ginger character that I have, and drawing her hair was really fun. She has wavy hair. I don't really draw curly hair. I often just draw straight hair or sort of with a little bit of wave, but hers had some nice fun to it. And this started out as a sketch in my sketchbook that I was just practicing on Friday morning. I was just having, okay, you know, let's just have some fun and do a really lame sketch, and I ended up taking like an hour on the sketch. It wasn't supposed to be a fancy sketch, but I ended up doing that. I can insert a picture of it right here, and I was using a reference, which I'll also insert, and the final product doesn't look like the reference, which I like because I think this final product looks a lot more like her. Yeah, my sister really likes how this turned out, which makes me super happy since she's been doing art for a very, very long time, and I just started with art, which yeah, it's been super fun to see my improvement. Even these videos, if you just go back to my old ones, you can just see the improvement, which is insane. I did use a freckle brush that I found online to draw her freckles because I didn't want to do them singularly, and I think it really helped in getting consistency and sort of making it look a little bit more realistic. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little ramble about Quinn and her book and all of these things. This was sort of an impromptu painting. It took me around 3 hours to complete, but I really do like how it turned out, and hopefully I can get a print of it and the rest of my art, and maybe I can share that on my blog. But for now, that's it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!
St. Christopher, to find your sister. She ran